Oh my God.
First thing make I introduce me, I be Mr.
We got
Money.
some Bentley Flare today. This is the new refresh version, 4th generation GT. I think it looks amazing. You know what we do, man? We talk about it, we drive it. Mr. Suave, Mr. Doriato, I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. This is a phenomenal car. Yo, you already know what it is, man. Mr. Suave, Mr. Doriato, we got something really exciting today. This is the 4th generation Bentley Continental GT. Like I said before, the W12 is now gone. There's no more 12-cylinder. This has now been replaced with the V8 hybrid. It now has 121 more horsepower. We're talking 771 horsepower. You already know I'm excited to drive this. There has been some changes to the vehicle, front and the back. We're gonna talk about it. Let's see what it's about. The biggest changes of this vehicle is right here. Starting off in the front, the obvious change here is the headlight. If you noticed, if you remember the last generation or the last couple generations, they've always had a 2 headlight setup. Now you have this 1 headlight with what I call this little lash here. They haven't done this since 1959. It's pretty exciting. I like the way it looks. In person is really when it shines. I didn't think this car really pictured well, but I mean, man, this thing is phenomenal. I don't think Bentley misses. That's what I think. Now let's go on to this front bumper. Now this front end has been changed a little bit, not that much, but they did make it a little more sleek. The last one had a little more of a rounded edge. Like I said, this one's a little more sleek. They've shortened that front bumper or that front grille a little bit. They've added this little, what would you call that? A little pimple? They've added this little pimple here. Once you actually see it and you're getting used to the vehicle, it won't really bother you that much, but that is for your adaptive cruise control, lane assist, things like that. They used to be on these 2 edges. They're no longer there. It doesn't bother me that much. Might not bother you either, but front end looks phenomenal. I think it flows. Yeah, that's what we're gonna say. The new front end, it flows. All right, man, let's go to the back. All right, moving on to the rear of the GT, which I think is the best looking taillights on the market. This is supposed to represent lava. I don't know how they create these lights, man. This is incredible. Just the detail that's into it. Bentley's always been known to have crazy detail, but this is phenomenal. I don't even know how much to say about it, but I think the rear end looks amazing, especially being that they took away that spoiler that used to pop up at different speeds. It's now integrated into it. I think that's a really good look. Like I said in the front, the car just flows better. So let's get into this drive. I think it's worth it. I made you wait long enough. Let's do it. All right, we're inside the new GT. Let's put these windows up. In the interior, there's really not that much of a difference. Everything is pretty much the same. They do now have these 3D embossed, which is pretty cool. It sticks out. You may not be able to see it on this camera here. What else? The new wellness seat, pretty phenomenal. We'll talk about that a little later. But what's really crazy to me is I'm driving right now and you don't hear anything because I'm in full electric mode. I'm in hybrid mode right now. So I'm driving down the street right now and I don't hear anything. This is a little weird. If you've been in an electric car, this is pretty normal to you, especially Tesla owners, anybody else that drives anything electric, this is pretty normal to you. But just different because I've never felt the Bentley do this as many times as I've been selling them, sitting in them, driving them, that type of thing. So we're gonna start off in this just to kind of see what it does. Because this is really my first time driving this car. You know, other times when I tell you I drive them, I do drive them, but I don't, you know, I don't actually get extensive time with this. So this is actually the first drive. So one thing I do want to touch on for the people that are concerned about hybrids, because I know there's a lot of people that likes electric cars and there's a lot of people that don't like electric cars. So now it presenting itself in something is in the form of a Bentley, something that you've worked really hard to get to, and you know Bentley starting out with those W12s, this may be a little different for you. But my favorite aspect of this hybrid system, number one, you do not have any lag when you put your foot to the ground. I love that. That's the best part about hybrid cars. Now, the other thing that I like the most is that, yes, it is a plug-in hybrid, but you don't actually have to plug it in. Now, it has a regenerative system, just like any other hybrid car out there. When you press the brakes, it regenerates power so that you can have some more power in charge. Now, the only thing it won't do, it won't actually charge it up to 100%. but it'll charge itself back to 80% while you're driving, while you're cruising down the road. So that's pretty cool, because I know a lot of people are gonna be like, man, I don't wanna have to deal with plugging my car in at night. What if I forget? I'm not gonna have enough charge. I won't be getting the right amount of fuel efficiency. And you don't have to do it. You don't have to think about that. You don't have to deal with it. Bentley thought about it. This is actually the same system that's in Porsche as well. You do not have to worry about plugging it in. All you have to do is just drive this car every day. Make sure you keep your gas in it, obviously, and it'll do the rest. So right now it's an EV drive, like I said. I'm cruising down the road, take my foot off the gas, hit the brake, now it's regenerating. So I never have to worry about plugging this in and never have to worry about dealing with it. Now, in terms of the electric motor and how much range you get, Bentley says about 25 miles. I see sometimes about 30. So anywhere between 25, 30 miles is what I think you're gonna get. And of course, you're gonna get the best fuel efficiency as it's cycling through both electric and hybrid mode. Oh, electric and hybrid mode, electric and gas mode at the same time. So, but no, this is cool. This is really cool. I do like it. I never thought that I'd be seeing a Bentley with an electric motor in it, but that's the way this world is going right now. A lot of people are pushing for it. At least it's not fully electric, because there was a rumor at one point where they're gonna do that. So I'm glad that went away. So now let's talk about this wellness seat. The wellness seat, in my opinion, it makes the old GT seats feel, I'm not gonna go as crazy as to say horrible, but it's pretty crazy to see how comfortable this seat is. Because this is a Grand Tour. This is something you can go across country. This is something that you can drive long periods of time. The seat is phenomenal. Like, this thing is crazy comfortable. Bentley went out their way when they created this technology. So right now, it has a smart feature. And what that's doing is it's paying attention to my body posture, and it's paying attention to the temperature. So at any moment, if it feels like my body is too warm or too cold, it's gonna adjust the temperature to make me feel a little more comfortable while I'm sitting in it. It's crazy. To the point, even in some areas where it feels that your body may be too tense, it's gonna turn on the massage sheet and start poking at that specific spot in your body, on your back. I don't know. That is the first time I've ever seen that ever in a seat. If there's another manufacturer that's done something like that, please let me know. I haven't seen that in the Rolls Royce. I haven't seen that in Mercedes. I haven't seen that in BMW. If there's another manufacturer, please comment below, because I have never seen anything like this. This is insane. Absolutely insane. Now, I have seen in Mercedes where when you're turning the car, turning the steering wheel, the posture changes and it inflates the bolsters, but I've never seen it pay attention to exactly what's going on with my body and changing the temperature based on that, and also turning on the massage sheet to make sure those little tense areas are relieved. Crazy. I've never seen anything like it. That is phenomenal to me. Bentley outdid themselves with that. Now, in terms of everything else in the interior, nothing else is really that different. Like I said, it's pretty similar to the last generation car. Now, Bentley's approach is if it's not broke, don't fix it. And I agree with them, because this did win the #1 best interior out of all the luxury cars on the market. So why change it? Enhance it a little bit, but there's no need to make a big change, because we've already did what we had to do, right? But yeah, I've kept you here long enough. Let's go ahead and do the drive portion of this. I've been in an electric mode this whole time. So now when I pop it over to sport, you're gonna hear the exhaust turn on. Yeah, it's almost like an explosion happens. It's just, boom. Oh my God. What? Bro, that had to be like 2.4 seconds or something like that. What? Oh, let's try it again. Let's try it one more time. Launch mode activated, 5,000 RPMs is what it's at. Let's go. Oh my God. So that's one thing that the last GT did not offer. They did not offer launch control. You could launch the car. It would idle at that RPMs that you want it to be at, but it did not tell you that the launch control is activated. That was pretty cool. It's crazy how that electric system, the hybrid motor, kills that lag. It's it's like next level. As soon as I put my foot to the gas, gone. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. All right. Damn. This thing is really fast. It is really fast. Let's try to cycle through these shifts. It's a downshift right there. Seems to be very, I don't even know what I said. I kind of got lost in the car for a second. I forgot what I was trying to say. Oh, one thing this car also offers that I forgot to say. It now has rear wheel steering. Oh my God. Bro, this car is ridiculously fast. Let's go back to manual. Try this out. Let's see. Damn. That all-wheel steering with the all-wheel drive system, it together just creates something almost Porsche-like. And now, obviously, we do know that Volkswagen Group, you know, makes Porsches in this car as well. But it almost seems like I'm driving a 911. The last cars didn't feel like this, and I think it's really because that all-wheel drive system with the rear-wheel steering is causing it to just feel so nimble. Even though this is well over 6,000 pounds, this is super nimble. Wow. The shifts it's all right. I don't really care too much for it. I probably wouldn't use it as much past what I just did. I'd probably just drive it in sport and let it do its thing, but it is pretty responsive for what it is. But this thing feels great, man. I mean, I've driven the regular GT speed, I've driven the GT V8, and this is a damn good car. This is way better than the current model that was offered. And I really think a lot of people are going to not miss that W12 anymore. Because why should you? Look at this, man. Look at this. This is crazy. And the wildest thing about it is that I'm sitting here, I'm comfortable in my luxury Bentley car, driving down the street. I look good. It's ridiculously fast. All right, let's cut to the chase, man. This is a phenomenal car. I think if you're currently a W12 owner or a V8 owner, this is definitely worth looking at. If you think it's time to upgrade, go ahead and upgrade. It's worth it. It's ridiculous how much power is in this car. It's comfortable. It looks great. Oh my God. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. There's not really anything that there's really never really been anything that I can say bad about the Bentleys. The Bentleys have always been what they expected to be. Ultra luxury cruisers. But I'd be willing to debate this is not just a cruiser anymore. This is it, man. This is worth the money. And that's wild to me. I was sitting here saying how much I like the GT and how much of a beautiful car it is. And then they come out with this, and now I'm looking at the old one like, is it worth it? Manufacturers have a good way of doing that, don't they? And this is supposed to be just a slight refresh. Anyway, man, I recommend this car. This is a phenomenal car. If you currently own one of the last generations, I would say look into it for sure. You can definitely get one for me. I can help you put an order in. We'll get you one. We can talk over FaceTime, Zoom, whatever you got to do over the phone, and I will help you build this car to the T. Place an order, and we'll get it done. As you know, Mr. Suave, Mr. Doriato, I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. I think this is gonna do well. It's gonna do really well. It's like 100 times better than the last one. It's not even funny, bro.